Welcome back to the most unique live stream ritual on the entire internet. This here, what you're about to experience, is a ritual reconstruction and recreation of an early Christian ritual that was rediscovered in Egypt in 1769 in two lost books of the Bible called the First and Second Books of Yahweh, which claim to contain the secret magic teachings of Jesus to his disciples. What we're about to perform this morning comes from the first book of Yahweh, and it comes from a section called the Opening of the Treasury of Light. This morning we'll be working with the 9th Treasury of Light, and you will experience what the ritual is like. So we've been at this for about 3 years now. We've been noticing some amazing changes, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. For now, I'm Bishop David Griffin.
I'm Bishop Leslie McQuaid.
Yes, that's right. As of yesterday. Yesterday, Leslie was consecrated to the episcopate on St. John the Baptist Day. So, shall we begin?
Yes. The sun is the dispenser of light to the earth. May the living light of the God Force inflame our souls with abundant life.
Our destiny lies amongst the stars, and to the stars humanity shall ascend.
Take a nice deep breath and feel into your body. Breathe deeply. Feel each breath as it moves into you. Follow your breath as it moves through you. And as you are breathing deeply and feeling deeply into each and every part of yourself, visualize yourself as the tree of life, however it is you imagine that tree to be, and grow your branches up high into alpha sky. Drive your roots down deep into omega earth. I call on you in the east, alpha. I call on you in the west, omega. I call on you in the north, alpha. I call on you in the south, omega.
Alpha.
Et omega.
The beginning.
And the end.
And the path of the age between. Sunrise.
And sunset.
And the path of the sun between. Birth. And
death.
And the path of life between. Alpha.
Omega. Welcome back to Alpha Omega's Column Hinge Temple, where once again we celebrate the rites of the opening of the Treasury of Light. This morning we're opening the 9th Treasury of Light. We begin by reaching out to the angels in the invisible. Angels of the 9th Treasury of Light, attend. Watchers, we know your names. Yeah. O yeah. O yeah. The egg hon. Let the watchers withdraw, and let us enter into the 9th Treasury of Light. And there are 12 heads of my Father's treasury, and these are the names that are in the places when they sing praises to my Father, and he gives light power to them.
Azaya. Aozaya. Ahoba inoza. Ahoba inoza. Ozawa. Ozawa. Yeah, Naran Naranezao Naranezao. Gozazei. Gozazei. Thonezea. Thonezea. Afaze. Afaze. Tozeia. Tozeia. Ezapsachonza. Ezapsachonza. Barezazei. Barezazei. Eyafazam. Eyafazam. And so we completed our journey through the places. invoking each of the shining angels' head in its proper place and proper rank, until at length we came into the place of the middle, the place of the midst, the place of the Father of the treasure of light. O Father of the ninth treasure of light, by your cipher and by your name we invoke you. Iae Ithoi. Iae Ithoi. Let the divine light descend. It is the intention of this ritual and our fervent prayer to establish human liberty worldwide.
Establish human liberty worldwide.
Abolish slavery in all its forms.
Abolish slavery in all its forms.
Establish a pro-human future.
Establish a pro-human future.
Protect the integrity of humanity's genetic code.
Protect the integrity of humanity's genetic code.
And protect our species from extinction.
Protect our species from extinction.
Restore the purity of our air.
Restore the purity of our air.
Of our water.
Restore the purity of our water.
Of our food.
Restore the purity of our food.
And our medicine.
Restore the purity of our medicines.
All these things we ask in the name of the living Jesus. Amen.
Amen. So mote it be. Take a moment now to again feel into your body. This ancient magical rite we are doing together helps you experience more God Force energy within you. When you are filled with God Force energy, freedom becomes incredibly important to you. And that is because freedom is the utmost expression of life. Freedom is what you do with the life you are given, without restraint, without anyone putting any barriers or blockages up against you. Freedom. Freedom is that which so many people have died for. People are dying even today looking for freedom. Freedom is something that when you have it, it is easy to neglect because it is so easy and it is so wonderful. And isn't it easy to forget how grateful you are for the things that you have when you have so much of them? And this is something very important to remember. I was reminded of this the other day. You know, I don't set mouse traps. I set live mouse traps. And then I take the mice way far out into the desert and I drop them off at the bottom of a creosote tree where they belong. They don't belong inside my house. And I don't kill them. And so when this happened, it was very hard for me. I went to my live trap and I found that there was a dead mouse in it. And I had checked that trap thoroughly. Every single morning when I wake up, I go to that trap, I pick it up, I look inside, I push down the little doors to see if anything is in there. And you know, every time I looked, I had the feeling that there was a mouse in there, but I never actually saw it. So I didn't open the trap and shake it. And then one day, there was the dead mouse inside the trap. And you know, that reminded me, for every single creature on earth, freedom is more important than life. It was more important for that little mouse. That little mouse thought it was more important to hide than it was to be someplace that could have been better. And see, this is one of the things that I think is so important for us as human beings. You know, we're a self-domesticating species. We're a self-caging species, for lack of a better way of putting it. We're the only species on Earth that builds our own cages to put ourselves in. No other animal builds a cage for itself, not like a human being does. And why is that? Why do we have this instinct? This is because human beings are different from the other creatures here on Earth. We were created to be friends of God, And as such, we have to have free will. And part of free will, it means doing things that may or may not be what's best for you. But you see, it's your free will. It's what you want to do. There's lots of times we see people doing things that aren't healthy for them. But that's what free will means. It means the freedom to make mistakes. And that's something you don't get in socialist countries or communist nations. You see, here in the United States, we're free to fail. We're free to make mistakes. We can join one religion and decide it's not right and go look for another. We can start a business and fail and go bankrupt. And yet, we can start over. Even our justice system. You can be arrested, you can have committed a crime, but if you serve your time, your debt to society is paid, and you can start over. The United States has something within it very different from what other societies and cultures have. We have enshrined this idea of liberty. And the idea of liberty and freedom is what keeps us safe. As you go through your day to day, it's important for you to remember the importance of freedom. How many people have died giving us our freedom, and how our freedom is something we should definitely not take for granted, because it's something not everyone has. And when you have something as precious as we do, as precious as freedom, the Constitution, our Bill of Rights, when you have these important enshrined documents, it is critical to remember that freedom is an important part of all of this. And as today goes on, you will know when it is time for you to exercise your freedom, when it is important for you to be free. And so, take a nice deep breath of God force. Be grateful for your freedom and exercise it today.
Thank you, Leslie, for that beautiful message. If you'd like to know more about the Lost Magic of Jesus, be sure to drop by our website at alphaomega.church. While you're there, download our free ebook that gives you the beginnings of the Lost Magic of Jesus system. Once again, that's alphaomega.church. Thanks so much for coming out. We'll see you again tomorrow in the hour of sunrise. And until then, as always, have faith and expect a miracle.
And until we have the pleasure of each other's company again, may the God force run strong within you. And as always, may your magics work better than expected.